All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cali Veil channel. Hope all is well. Hope you guys are having a good work week. For those of you that are employed, because there's a lot of bullshit going on in the employment sector, isn't it? Isn't it? And I'm not talking about just here in the States. I'm talking about worldwide. You tech people are the main ones that are suffering with all this AI bullshit and everything. But anyway, it also leads to why men and women should stick together more and find their so-called perfect partner. But what if you're over 40? What about these two women and this one guy in this video? Shout out to All Asian Dilemmas, by the way. Let's take a listen to this first woman. I believe she's basically a single mother now, being that her child is aging and she's not talking about the husband. But let's go.
But I say no. It's the culture that's been holding us back forever and then acts shocked when we finally break free. In a patriarchal world, our desire is a taboo. I grew up hearing women shouldn't enjoy sex. You've got to stay pure, save yourself, practically be a saint, because your body's just a bargaining chip for marriage. My mom told me, if you don't guard yourself, no one will want you. And look at the news. It's all women getting harassed, abused, raped.
Now that part is true, and that's all over the world. Now see, anything goes here in America. They're telling these women to sleep with money. Everything that's negative is promoted here in the States. And anything goes, like I said. No matter what these women do, there's always a guy that'll jump up and marry him. And these women are always accepted and forgiven for their past. Okay, fine. But what comes after that?
How could we not be scared? So, of course, we grow up thinking sex is only for true love or marriage. I thought sleeping with someone before a ring was a sin. I carried that into my mid-20s. And now, with everyone marrying later, some women don't even start until their 30s. And when it finally happens, total frustration. Sex education here is a joke. In school, it was just don't get pregnant, never a word about pleasure. I didn't even know how my body worked. For years, I had no clue what an orgasm was, thought it was movie stuff.
Girl, was you living under a rock? You didn't have no toxic friends that started having sex when they was like 10 years old? Like what? Oh my God, that's bullshit. I don't believe that 1 second.
And the guys? They only cared about themselves, because society teaches sex is for men to enjoy and women to endure.
Never heard that in my life.
I had a boyfriend who laughed when I asked for something different, called me too demanding. So, a lot of us end up hating sex, seeing it as a chore to have kids. I got married, had a baby, and boom, I became a mom. My desire? Straight down the drain, replaced by diapers and bottles. Then, in my mid-30s, things shift. The kids grow up, don't need me every second, and I start looking at myself again. After years of marriage, fumbling around, figuring it out alone, because no one teaches us, I finally woke up my body. I started saying what I want, chasing my own pleasure. And this jerk calls me promiscuous for it? It's not promiscuity, you idiot, it's survival. I was repressed as a teen by shame, smothered in my 20s by motherhood, and now that I'm breaking free, I get this judgment?
And see, here's the thing. A lot of guys don't realize this, but women are manipulated at a young age by guys that have all these resources. You keep hearing about these creepy old dudes with beer bellies messing around. They're like 50s and 60s trying to pick up 20-year-old women, and they try to exploit these girls. They have money, fast cash, and let's just be real. A lot of these girls will do anything for money, for some fast cash, because these guys are able to provide what the men their age can't. So that's why a lot of younger women are putting up with guys that are pretty much old enough to be their father, because they have the money and lifestyle and they could do that. They could put them in a decent apartment, get a car for them, pay their cell phone bill, whatever. Whatever their parents ain't doing for them, they could find some older guy to do it for them. Yeah.
If society wasn't so sexist, if guys like him stopped pointing fingers, we wouldn't have to wait until 30 or 40 to turn into wolves or tigers. I could have been that at 17, exploring my body without guilt, or at 20, enjoying it without fear. But no. I had to grind, marry, raise kids, and only now, pushing 40, am I...
So now she regrets, basically what she's saying is she regrets not being promiscuous at a young age. She was told to preserve her body so then the man of her dreams could perceive her, but she's realizing that that's all bullshit. She wished she was just like her friends 20 years ago, pretty much.
I'm starting to live for real. And I still have to hear this on a date? He should look in the mirror before opening his mouth.
Wow.
你们知道吗？
You know what? Actually, women have this big misunderstanding about men.
We all know that saying, right?
Like, men, whether they're 18 or 80, as long as they're not 6 feet under, they'll always like an 18-year-old pretty young girl.
18? Well, here in the States, that's not even old enough to drink, so I don't know about 18. Maybe 23, when they start actually getting some common sense. See, me, if they under 25, I don't want nothing to do with them. Because I don't want to hear about the stupid shit that they into. Like, whatever they're into at 21, and I'm almost 40, I'm probably not going to be into it. See what I'm saying?
But honestly, we've got men all wrong. It's not that they genuinely like them from the heart, like it's some pure choice. No, they don't have a choice. They have to like them. Take an 80-year-old guy. Okay, let's say 50 or 60, they're into 18-year-olds too.
Why?
Here's the deal. If the girl isn't young enough, pretty enough, they just can't, get it up.
Woo! She cooking. Did she really just say that? Look, she even had to look away when she said it. This is the first I ever heard that. Now, see, usually the common assumption behind this is they want girls, young girls that they can manipulate and exploit. She's saying that they need a pretty face to get it up and pee. And see, you got to remember, here in the States, most women over 35, 40 aren't that attractive. And let's say the guy is 60 years old and his wife is in his 60s too. She's probably not going to be that attractive. She's probably too big, maybe too many wrinkles. Like basically, they have to look at a PYT to get the thing up. This is the first person that's ever said that, but well, that I've heard.
Everyone gets it, right?
I get
Adults
it.
know what I'm talking about.
I get it.
So, do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that you're not good enough. It's that the guy, he's got this thing where it's really, really hard to get started. You see tons of women, including me sometimes, thinking, oh, that's weird. I've got a great degree. I come from a good family. Why am I not a hit in the dating market? Please, your degree is for getting a job, not a boyfriend. A lot of guys have just one standard: physical reaction. If he feels something for that woman, then he'll go for her.
And that's where a lot of y'all mess up at. That's why y'all be getting finessed, because you were looking at how good she looked, but you wasn't looking at what kind of person she was. It's all about having a brain. Everybody has brains, but not everybody uses it. Not everybody utilizes what the brain could do. Can this person destroy my life, or can this person actually put me on the path I want to be on? A lot of guys only think for the moment.
That's how crucial it is for them, something we women might not fully get. In their world, it's so important, like a foundation, that if it crumbles, everything falls apart. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't rise, their whole world collapses. It's devastating. We can't really understand that. So, look, women are always worried about their faces getting old, not being pretty anymore.
But men?
They're scared of aging too. They're terrified of their lower half getting old. That part ages way faster than our faces.
Use it or lose it, pretty much. It'll age slower if you use it more.
I'm telling you, and it's so fragile. Like, if a woman's personality is a bit strong, or if he feels inferior around her, it might just not work functionally, What's that word in English? Anyway, sometimes it fails because of that. So I think we should cut them some slack. Those 60, 70, 80-year-olds chasing 18-year-olds? It's not because they want to. It's because they have to. It's a physical thing they can't control. It's not like, oh, I admire your inner beauty, your talent, your smarts, and that gets me going. No. The physical reaction doesn't bend to their willpower. Seriously. When you think about it, they're kind of pitiful. So, you know what? Let them off the hook. As long as they're not in the grave, they'll always be after 18-year-olds because they just can't help it.
Wow. And that's the highlight.
Look, I'm turning 45 soon, and let me be crystal clear.
Let me be crystal clear. I want you. Come here. Oh, she look good for 45. Not a wrinkle in tomorrow.
Men my age or older? No way. I'm beautiful, rich, my life is flawless. I deserve someone on my level, like a young, wealthy guy full of charm and energy who matches my style. Don't come telling me I should settle for just anyone, because I know exactly what I want and why these 50-plus guys are a hard pass for me. First off, their temper is a nightmare. I've already hit my 40s, dealt with my menopause. Sure, I get chattier, maybe a little annoying, but I handle it fine. These men, though? When their turn comes around 50, they turn into monsters. Irritable, anxious, blowing up over nothing. The other day, I went out with a 52-year-old who yelled at the waiter because his coffee was lukewarm.
Wow. Usually it's women that do that out on dates. They're rude to the waiter, the waitress. They're going off for no reason over a simple mistake. And that's irritating. I've been out with women that did that. I really honestly didn't make a big deal out of it. Because I knew I was going to get that serious with them to begin with. But yeah.
Me, all elegant in heels and perfect makeup, having to sit through that embarrassment with an ogre like him?
A ogre. This motherfucker must have been ugly. She called him an ogre. That's highly offensive. If a woman refers to you as an ogre, he must have been some beer belly motherfucker looking. And see, these type of women, when they come to America, they end up with some old fat white dude, some geeky ass computer nerd.
No, darling, I wasn't born for that. My partner needs class, calmness, not some stressed out old man.
See, they still have standards. See, they standards, when these women get older, their standards rise. They don't go down, it rises. They might have more patience when they get older, or maybe they're not as irritating, but their standards go up. So, I mean, her best years are already gone. By the way, she's still beautiful though. But far as having kids and shit, that part's pretty much over. And that's a good reason to like older women if you don't want no kids. So I'll take her in.
Second, their health is a disaster.
Oh.
These guys kill themselves working their whole lives, claiming it's to support the family, that it's a man's duty. Fine, but what about their bodies? They completely neglect them. I spend hours at the gym, do Pilates, eat right. I've got a figure that makes younger girls jealous.
Oh, yeah, and I could tell just by the half of the picture. I could tell by her facial structure. She has the face of a 20-year-old, even though she's wearing a lot of makeup, but women like that still look good when they wake up in the morning.
Then comes a 50-year-old with a sagging gut, out of breath climbing stairs, expecting me to deal? I'm not a nurse. I met one at an event, 54, looked decent from afar, but sat next to me and was panting just from talking. I need someone with stamina who can keep up with me, not dead weight. And third...
I mean, I ain't got money, but I bet you she'll sop me up. I bet you. Bet you. I'm close to 40. And I look damn good for almost 40-year-old men.
Third, what drives me up the wall, cheating. These 50-plus guys, once their wallets fatten up, think they're hot stuff. They get all mature with that experienced vibe and act irresistible. And those spoiled 20-something girls who've never known hardship? They love it. They want a sugar daddy to buy them designer bags and beach trips, no effort required. I saw it with an old colleague, 53, married, then suddenly parading around with a 22-year-old, all smiles, while his wife stayed home crying.
And see, that's another thing. These older dudes, see, most guys, when they get older, they run into more money. It might be from investments, a job promotion. Because, see, understand, when you in the corporate sector, it's certain job titles you can't have as a young person, especially if you're not married. Like somebody like me, I'm single and I don't have any kids. There's a lot of job titles that I won't even qualify for. It doesn't matter if I have the education background or not. Because when you go up to higher up leadership roles, they want somebody that can make selfless decisions. Because, see, you notice how selfish younger people are. like these women that are in their 20s and everything. Why do you think we don't have young presidents? Especially here in the United States. They're not going to elect a 30-year-old president. The youngest they'll elect a president, at least 45 or so. I mean, look at Obama. You have to be that age back in 2008. Because they feel you're not as selfish if you're married versus somebody that's not. Get it?
I'm not stooping to compete with some gold-digging brat. I'm a powerhouse. I've got my own company, a luxury apartment, my independence. I don't need a crusty old jerk ditching me for a kid still in diapers. I want a young, rich guy, 30s at most, with energy, looks, and money to keep up with me. Someone who admires me, values what I've built, and has the drive to enjoy life with me. Trips, dinners, everything I deserve.
I even said in one of my older videos, I'll go on vacation with an older woman. Real quick. Think I won't? I'm not going to expect her to pay my way, but I got enough money for myself. So I'm going to just take it from there and just have a good time with her.
A 50-year-old chasing 18-year-olds? Let him have them. I won't waste my time. I'm a prize, and I only accept someone who's on my level.
Oh.
我讲一个真相啊，100
I'll tell you a truth everyone knows but won't admit. Men run from women over 40, especially the ones who are leftover, you know.
But wait a minute. I thought over 30 was the leftover age. He said 40 and leftover. I'm going to tell you something. This leftover bullshit, I'm getting tired of hearing about it. Everybody is leftovers. Both men and women. Everybody was previously with somebody else. Y'all been in orgies, threesomes, had trains ran on you. Everybody's done all that shit. So that leaves everybody as leftovers. Sorry. And most of the people you had sex with, you weren't even in relationships with. So therefore, everybody is leftovers.
Why? These women have lived too much. They're mature, they've seen it all, and it's damn near impossible to please them. Especially if they're high class, then it's game over. It's not that we're scared. It's just not worth the hassle. Think about it. A 40-year-old woman, particularly one with money and status, isn't some naive girl you can sweet talk or win over with a cheap dinner.
And that's why these older guys get these 20-year-olds. Because they're not going to go through half of the bullshit that they would with somebody that they was married to their age. Let's say a 60-year-old man is married to a 55-year-old woman. If he gets with another woman that age, he's pretty much, that other woman's done seen it all and been through everything already with other guys. A whole bunch of other guys. And then here you come. It's like, you know, it's just less bullshit to deal with when you get with younger women, even though you're going to be spending more money on these younger women. Because the younger women, the 20-year-old woman doesn't have barely any life experience. That's basically with somebody in diapers. They've never been on their own, et cetera, et cetera. They never had a high-paying job, all that. So here you come, they meet you, this 50-year-old dude, Big Bang Hank. You're willing to pay their car note and all that shit. Basically, just simp and be a beta male just because they're younger. Knowing you couldn't do that to a woman your age because she pretty much has her own shit.
She's been through everything. Marriages, kids, jobs, disappointments, and she won't fall for rookie moves. You try to BS her, she shuts you down fast because she knows the game. Impress her with cash. Good luck. She's probably got her own, and whatever you've got doesn't even scratch the surface of what she's already built.
Like I said, older guys don't have to deal with that with younger women. Younger women are broke. The woman your age, she's probably well off. The 20-year-old isn't. Once she moves out her parents' house, she's going to struggle. The 50-year-old woman's probably not going to struggle as much.
To deal with one of these, you either give her the world or she won't even glance your way. And here's the kicker. They're picky as hell. They've lived so much they know exactly what they want and won't settle for less. An average guy like me or you, no shot. She wants perfection and we can't handle that pressure. Younger guys like 20 or 30 somethings might try, but they bail quick because they don't have the chops to keep up with a woman that's seasoned. And the high class ones, even worse, their standards are unreachable. That's why men steer clear.
So it's not necessarily the physical appearance factor, because you have women that are over 40 and they could go for somebody, let's say they're almost 50, but they look like they're almost 30 or in their 30s. That's fine. But their whole mental status of somebody that's actual 30 years old is different. The 50-year-old seen way more, been through way more, has more life experience than a 30-year-old. Therefore, she's going to expect more and more out of whoever she decides to be serious with. You can't impress a 50-year-old woman by taking her out on vacations and shit. She already did all that herself. You save all that jazz for somebody way younger than her. You save that for the 25-year-old. The 25-year-old didn't have the money to do that for herself. That's why it's exciting and new to her. So it's hard to impress an older woman. Now, you might be able to have a short-term sexual relationship with her. That might be fun, but other than that, you ain't exciting her at 55. Sorry.
It's not that they're not attractive, some are, but it's exhausting. A 40-year-old leftover woman, full of life and demands, is a challenge most of us don't want to take on. Better to just walk away.
Well, you heard that. You heard it from the horse's mouth. So, with that being said, if you under 35, get the fuck off my channel. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. I seen shit myself. Like I said, I'm almost 40. I just got a baby face. But I know enough to make these videos, though. This is Kai Vale. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're out. Peace.
Thank you.